Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my channel. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Jonathan, and to my returning subscribers, welcome back, my friends. Welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a law of attraction success story that you can relate with. Let's get started. During my spiritual awakening, I watched many videos as far as law of attraction success story. And I'm going to be honest with you, they motivated me. Okay? But I was unable to relate with them because the majority of these videos are all about going from poverty to riches. And there isn't much detail as far as what happens in between. And that's what I want to share with you as far as my law of attraction success story. It isn't so much about what was taken away and what was gained, but it was about the journey. It was about how I was able to maintain that high level of faith, how I was able to continue taking in that guidance, using my intuition to push forward, remain present, and truly believe that my manifestations were going to come through. Because when it comes to law of attraction, rarely will something just fall on your lap. You most of the time have to give something up. You have to let go of certain things. And sometimes it is just as simple as letting go a self-limited belief. But other times you have to let go of certain physical goods in order to receive something better, in order to receive that unexpected blessing and that miracle. And this story is really going to help you understand divine timing. Okay? It's going to help you understand patience, remaining present, allowing that faith to grow, getting that certainty to come in, and continuing to believe that you're on the right path. In life, rarely have I ever struggled as far as making a good living. Always having enough, never having to go without. But I'm going to be honest with you, during my spiritual awakening, that's when I started to experience poverty. During my spiritual awakening, that's when it just seemed to become harder and harder to make a living. It just seemed as though I was repelling, I was pushing money away. And during my awakening, I started to struggle as far as being able to pay my bills, and more specifically, car payment. All of a sudden, I missed a car payment. Then, the next month, missed another car payment. Then I started to ignore every single phone call that had a 1-800 number, because I knew, I'm like, the bank is going to be calling me sometime soon, and they want me to catch back up, and I just don't have the money to catch back up. And all of a sudden, 4 or 5 months went by, no car payment made, behind 5 months on my car payment. And all of a sudden, my phone rings, and my intuition kicked in. I just knew it. I was like, yeah, I just sensed it. I'm going to take this phone call. You know, I'm not able to pay everything back and get back on track with the payments, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to take this call. I'm going to stop ignoring it. I picked up the phone, and the bank's like, hey, Mr. Beaudry, we have two options here. Option number one, you catch back up these 5 months of payments, and then we get back to on the regularly scheduled payment plan. Or option number two, we have to come and seize your vehicle. And at the time, I had no money. I was not able to catch back up. But then the banker tells me this: if we come and seize your car tomorrow, we're going to wipe the debt clean. We're going to completely clear off your loan on your car. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not sure if the bank actually knew that I had put a bubble of another car onto this car payment. And at the time, my vehicle, they told me my vehicle, the appraised price was only $3,400. But at the dealership, the car was still worth $9,000. So I immediately agreed to this because I was aware that I owed over $15,000 on a vehicle that was worth, according to them, only $3,400. So the next morning they came and they towed my car away. Next morning, I signed that contract releasing me of any debt obligation towards this car. And some individuals would be freaking out right now. All of a sudden, I have no vehicle. How am I going to get to work? But I saw this as a blessing because for about a year and a half, 2 years before, I kept on telling myself, I no longer want to use credit. I no longer want to use credit. Not, I want to clear my credit off. How am I going to clear my credit off? I was just kept on having the thought, I no longer want to use credit. And now this was a hidden blessing that came forth. Yes, I lost my vehicle, but guess what? I just cleared off over $15,000 of debt. And I was working for a friend at the time. I called up my friend up. I just told him, listen, I just got my car seized. I have no way of coming in to help you out in your store. No way of coming in to work today. So we worked out a deal. I was able to use the company truck until we were able to figure something else out as far as my transportation needs. And throughout this process, I kept on having faith. Throughout this process, I kept on realizing, you know what? Doesn't matter that I don't have a vehicle. All that matters is that I'm continuing to align on the right path. All that matters is that I continue to take in that guidance and then I continue to use my intuition as far as how I move forward. It was my ability to remain present, to continue to believe that things are working out for me, not falling into this victim mentality. Okay, not falling into the victim mentality as far as, oh, now I'm living out of lack. No, I started to look in different areas of my life as far as the abundance that I had. And I had abundance in happiness. I had abundance in love. I had abundance as far as physically being fit, physically being healthy. I had abundance as far as love from my family. I started to put all of my focus on these things right there. And if there's one thing that I've learned on my spiritual journey is to flow like water. To not resist the changes that are coming forth, but to embrace them. To view it as a stepping stone on my journey. To view it as something the universe is doing for me and not against me. To maybe not know exactly what the manifestation is that's going to be coming forth, but realizing that I was letting go of something I no longer needed in order to allow me to bring forth something even better. And it's by keeping this positive attitude, it's by remaining hopeful, continuing to have that faith. And for me, I'm not saying this because I feel more special than others. You're going to start to sense this at a certain point during your spiritual awakening. I'm on a predestined path as far as how I am now serving. By having found what it is that I'm passionate about, by having discovered how I'm able to serve others, I'm divinely guided and protected. So now, I had no vehicle, using the company vehicle, okay, until I was able to figure something else out. Then all of a sudden, my boss is like, you know what I'm going to do? Because I really don't want you to put too much mileage on the truck. I'm going to go buy you a vehicle. I'm going to go buy you a vehicle. I'm not going to charge you any interest on this vehicle. And not only this, we're going to keep the vehicle in the company's name. Therefore, I'll pay for the plates. I'll pay for the insurance. All you're going to have to do is make a small weekly payment on this vehicle. So he told me this. But then, once again, it didn't happen right away. Once again, we talked about it, but then a week went by. Another week went by and still nothing. You know what? I still remain hopeful. I had a vehicle to get to work. Therefore, personally, I just didn't care. That wasn't even concerning myself at the moment. Then all of a sudden, comes forth, Kate, we're really looking into getting your vehicle like right now. And then my friend comes up 10 minutes later. Like, you know what? I really appreciate all the hard work you've done for me, helping me get this store started, help get business flowing. You know, I've been able to count on you each and every single time, and I really appreciate it. So I'm going to give you a raise. What ends up happening? I end up receiving a raise from my friend that is now covering the car payment, covering the insurance, covering the plates, and covering the gas for the week. And you see, my friends, it was how I was able to process, how I was able to go through the process of letting go of something and then being able to remain hopeful, being able to maintain those high vibrations, continuing to believe that something better was going to come forth, continuing to realize that I am on the right path. This is what was able to bring forth my manifestation. And I know this wasn't the biggest manifestation you have ever heard, but it's something I sense that a lot of you are going to be able to relate with. Right now, over 65% of the world's population is living paycheck to paycheck. And the reason why I'm sharing this story is to make you realize how powerful your thoughts are, how powerful of a manifester you can become once you truly believe that everything is happening for you. You maintain those high vibrations. You're continuing to vibrate abundance. You're not falling into this lack mentality. And not only this, when my car got seized, from the moment my car got seized to receiving the other one, I stopped looking at the price tags of things. I literally stopped looking at the price tags of things and I started to use my intuition more and more as far as making purchases. I stopped telling myself I cannot have this because it is too expensive. And when certain things were too expensive, just a quick example, on Amazon, I would fill up my basket and I like to order whenever I have at least 3-4 different things. I don't really like, unless it's something big, I don't like to order one little thing at a time. So most of the time, this is what I would do. I would fill up my basket with what I wanted. And the majority of the time, when it came time to go to the checkout, let's say the day that I was going to make the purchase, several items on my list would be on special. And this has been happening more and more and more. Just I'm continuing to save money everywhere. I'm continuing to receive deals. I'm continuing to have more and more income coming in, more and more abundance. So if you're struggling currently during your spiritual awakening, continue to envision what it is that you want to have come forth. But don't just focus on the big manifestations. Look at your life right now, as of this very moment. Look at where you're sensing some type of lack and start to manifest abundance in those areas. And also focus the majority of your day. Focus on where there is abundance. You can find it absolutely everywhere. And continue to do that inner work. Because if there's one thing that I've learned on my spiritual journey, it's about creating that self-love, that self-worth, that confidence, which is going to start, because by doing this, you're going to be raising up your vibrations, and that's how you're going to be able to strengthen that connection with your spiritual team, okay? And not only this, that's how you're going to heighten your intuition. That is how you're going to be vibrating abundance. Therefore, that is what it is that you're going to receive. And as you do all this inner work, you're going to notice that your reality is going to completely change. You're going to notice that your life is going to become much more peaceful. You're going to be able to melt away that stress, that anxiety, worrying about something down the road that is most likely not even going to happen. And start with something small. Start with something small, not for the universe. You can manifest absolutely anything, but start with something small that you truly believe that is going to be able to come forth. Because if you're remotely aware that I don't really think I can bring this forth, guess what? In your subconscious mind, you're definitely not going to bring it forth, because each and every single thought that you are aware of, you're retelling yourself all these thoughts over and over and over again, as far as in your subconscious mind. And this accumulates. This has the compound effect, as in, if you have a thought one day, it's going to play it out in your subconscious mind. But then the next day, if you continue to have these thoughts, that is what really imprints your subconscious minds as far as your beliefs. And that is what's keeping you trapped in any type of lack mentality. But it's by starting to create new thoughts. It's by doing the inner work. Focus inwards, and you're going to see that your reality is going to change. And sometimes the truth of the matter is, you do need to let go of certain things. Example right there, it could have been that my car got seized. Why? Because I'm meant to stay in this one area. I'm meant to really put all of my focus on myself, on the journey that I'm on, and how I'm able to serve others. That's how you have to start seeing what is happening for you. Okay? It's leading you down the right path. You've had your spiritual awakening, not just for your own personal benefits. You've had your spiritual awakening to discover, one, your hidden talent. Two, discover how powerful of a spiritual being you are. And three, discover how you're able to help influence others in a positive way. Whether it's creating something or whether it's serving others. But finding something that is not going to be money that's going to be the motivator. It's going to be that feeling inside. That feeling of love, joy, and bliss. And as you start to do this, you're going to start to feel blessed. And let me tell you this. If any of you are truly feeling blessed as far as the path that you're on, I'm talking getting emotional here, okay? Receiving that love, joy, and bliss, allowing those tears to come out certain times because you just feel so blessed. You just cannot believe the changes that are occurring in your life. Once you start feeling that, you're divinely protected, guided, and you will find your path. And you know what? You will. All these visions that you're having, you're going to start to notice one after another. They're going to start to come forth. You're going to be like, oh my God, I've been envisioning this now for about 6 months, and it is now coming forth. Well, that's going to do it for the video, my friends. And if you're remotely feeling stress, leave your phone at home. Go out in nature. Allow those thoughts to clear. Clear your mind. Close your eyes. Clear your mind. Release that stress. Release that anxiety. Stop worrying about something that most likely is not going to happen. And then just remain as present as possible and see what little ideas are coming through. See what thoughts are coming in. See the guidance. Start to listen to the guidance coming forth, and then it's trusting it. Because a lot of times it is going to be a battle between spirituality, an example, rational thinking, your intuition and rational thinking. And once you start to trust that intuition more and more, once you continue to do that inner work, you continue to create new beliefs, you're going to see, you're going to change your reality, and things are going to come by much easier. And once you go through this process once or twice, you start to become more and more comfortable. And that's why I was able to literally lose a car, manifest over $15,000, and now manifest. Yeah, it's a used car, but it doesn't matter. It's a mode of transportation with the insurance paid, the plates paid, and the gas paid. Why? Because I'm serving my highest purpose right now. Well, that's it, guys. I love you guys. You guys have an awesome day. Namaste.